Thanks, Megan. Hi, everyone. Good morning to you. Welcome to our Sunday. All right, as you walk out the door, cloudy skies, warm and humid conditions. It is 73. Light winds, the dew point in the upper 60s, so a lot of moisture in the air. Here's the current satellite and radar composite. 71 in Rome. It's 70 in Canton. Typically, the average low waking up should be in the 67-degree mark. So a little bit warmer than that. It is 68 in Carrollton. Also some light showers around this morning. Very light in nature, kind of a little more misty than anything else. But from Whitfield to Gordon, around Canton, Cherokee County, Paulding through Marietta, Cobb County, South Fulton County, North Fulton County, heading toward Gwinnett. But the story is the moisture and the axis of the moisture and where it's all emanating from is the Gulf of Mexico. So this is the moisture stream driving north through really Alabama. So it's our western and northern areas that kind of getting in on that moisture. So areas east of Atlanta will get warmer today and even see a little bit of sunshine. Conversely, north and west will have temperatures that will be a little bit lower and also have a little bit more in the way of cloud cover and showers. So as we work through today and then into tomorrow, we are going to see some rain, especially this afternoon and after about 6 o'clock tonight. A similar setup. This is tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Tomorrow from 8 to 11, kind of a more widespread band of showers and thunderstorms will move through. And as we look toward the next couple of days, really unsettled, especially today, tomorrow and into Tuesday. But even through Thursday, here's the forecast rainfall. The yellow shows about an inch. So in and around Atlanta, maybe a half an inch to an inch. Depends if you get in and under one of those thunderstorms, may get a little bit more rain. Yesterday, actually, at the airport, officially just over 3/4 of an inch of rain, certainly the most we've seen all month long. As we go toward today, most of us will stay dry for the balance of the day. Warm and humid, yes. Temperatures staying in the low to mid 80s. But after about 4 o'clock, that's when the chance for a few isolated showers or thunderstorms will be around. 82 in Rome, a little more rain there. We'll see some sunshine. In Athens, may get to 90 degrees there, humid, sticky 90. 83 in Atlanta, again in town, mostly cloudy, mostly dry, but then this afternoon and tonight, the chance for a few showers. Tomorrow, those showers will be a little more widespread. Temperatures with the clouds and the showers will be held down. That's how you know if we're going to have more rain than not. Temperatures will be lower. As we head toward today and tomorrow, again, here is Atlanta's most accurate 7-day. Today, mostly cloudy skies, a 30% chance of a few showers. Some around this morning, pretty light. And then this afternoon and this evening, between about 6 and 8, we may see some roll through. Tomorrow as well, a 50% chance, and especially tomorrow night after 6. Tuesday as well, but then Wednesday, we're going to watch the temperatures begin to come up. A little more sunshine at the end of the week and certainly some lower rain chances.
Really unsettled looking at that.
I know it's confusing looking at it all.
Right.
But a 30% chance is kind of negligible.
Right.
I mean, you know.
You have to explain it.
Exactly.
We got you.
That's
we just
why
have to be
need
ready
me here.
Thank you.
Now CBS 46 Sports with Emily Gagnon.
Good morning. Game 2 of the NLCS rematch at Truist Park last night. The Braves trying to even up the series against the Dodgers. Reigning MVP Freddie Freeman was in a bit of a slump, but he homered Friday. And last night, he got the Braves on the board with his RBI single to tie the game at 1. Very next batter, it's Ozzie Albies. We know he's got the goods. He cranks a double into the left field corner. 2-run score, Braves on top, 3-1. Moments later, Dansby Swanson with a 2-run double of his own. It's 5-1 Bravos. The Braves knock around Clayton Kershaw for 5 runs in the third. To the 9th we go. Will Smith strikes out the side to get the save. The Braves beat the Dodgers 6-4 at Truist Park. Series finale later this afternoon. Georgia Tech baseball riding high after Friday's comeback win to open their NCAA regional. Saturday, the Yellow Jackets trying to keep the momentum going against Vanderbilt. Tech facing off against one of the best pitchers in the country, Jack Leiter, son of former major leaguer Al Leiter. There he is. The Jackets get on the board first, 4th inning. Freshman catcher Kevin Parada sends a solo shot deep to left center. His 8th home run of the year. Jackets up 1-0. To the 5th we go. Tech down 2-1. The Jackets ready to turn a double play, but the ball gets away on the relay. 2-run score. Vandy takes a 4-1 lead. Guys, Leiter, he struck out 11 Jackets in 6 innings of work. Pretty good. Tech loses 4-3. They've got a rematch today against Indiana State. Loser goes home. Tough weekend for UGA at the Women's College World Series in Oklahoma City. Former Dog and Buckeye quarterback, now with the Chicago Bears, Justin Fields on hand to support his baby sister Jaden. Facial expression right there says it all. Top-seeded Oklahoma laid it on the Dogs in the top of the fifth. Sooners up 3-zip when OU's Kinsey Hansen. She homers to center, 2-run shot for a 5-0 lead. This one ended in 6 innings, 8-0 Oklahoma. The Dogs are eliminated from the tournament after 2 straight losses. The Hawks open their second-round playoff series this afternoon against the Philadelphia 76ers. The Sixers are the top seed in the East. They ranked second in defensive efficiency this season, but in 2 regular season games against the Sixers, Trae Young scored 26 and 32. Trae is also coming off a first-round series where he averaged 29 points, 10 assists against the Knicks. He opened the series with a game winner in Game 1. Then in Game 5, he dropped 36, closing it out with a bow to let the Knicks fans know the show was over. Sixers coach and former Hawks point guard Doc Rivers knows he's going to have his hands full in the second round.
I've always said with guys like Trae and all the great scorers, if you could slow them down that easy, they wouldn't be great scorers. What makes him a great passer is he's a great scorer. And he understands that so well. He knows that there's so much attention to him offensively to try to take the ball out of his hands, to try to trap him. The fact that he's still finding guys wide open is just amazing.
Rivers played 8 seasons here in Atlanta and is still the Hawks' all-time assist leader with 3,866. When asked about the difference between him and Young, Doc said, quote, "He can play basketball. I just threw it to Dominique." Game 1 tips off at 1 o'clock today in Philadelphia. We'll see you tonight for CBS 46 Sports Sunday. Until then, have a good day.
Oh, all eyes on that game today. Okay, time right now is 7:22. It's Sunday morning. We are still seeing the backlash over Major League Baseball's decision to move the All-Star game out of Georgia. The MLB now facing a lawsuit over it. Good morning, 7:25 is the time right now. Live look at the clouds over the ballpark in Cobb County. We are tracking Atlanta's most accurate forecast to help you plan the rest of your weekend. Alexandra will join us coming up in just a little bit. But speaking of the ballpark, it looks like the aftermath from Major League Baseball moving the All-Star game out of Georgia is far from over. The MLB is now getting sued over the decision. CBS 46's Haley Mason reports the lawsuit argues local small businesses were robbed of millions of dollars.
1 month ago, Atlanta saw the All-Star Game signage taken down at Truist Park as the MLB relocated the July game to Denver. All a part of the fallout over Georgia's new election law. Now a conservative group called the Job Creators Network is suing the Major League Baseball, demanding it either return the All-Star Game to Atlanta immediately or pay up to $1 billion in damages to local businesses who will lose revenue.
After Governor Kemp signed that law, 4 days, they made that move. What kind of, did they really sit there and think about the impact that it was going to have on all of our local businesses?
The 21-page lawsuit claims that Cobb County budgeted $2 million in expenses, and businesses in Metro Atlanta stood to earn $100 million.
Those are real numbers for real people. And I hear, case after case of people, in some cases, maybe 20,000, 25,000. But for somebody who is a small business owner, that can be a lot of money.
In its first claim for relief, the group cites the Ku Klux Klan Act, which was meant to protect citizens against conspiracies resulting in damage. It then goes on to say the MLB executed a common plan and conspiracy to cancel the All-Star Game in Atlanta with the intent to injure and deprive residents and businesses of Atlanta of their constitutional rights.
We are asking for them to set up a relief fund for small businesses in particular in the state, to the tune of $100 million.
Legal analyst Paige Pate examined the suit. He tells us, quote, the lawsuit is completely frivolous. There's not one viable legal claim in it. It's clearly intended to generate attention and should not be taken seriously. I would be surprised if the lawyer who filed it isn't sanctioned. JCN's president tells me he reached out to MLB many times. I asked if he reached out to Governor Kemp or any of the lawmakers involved in the election law. He tells me no, the group is not involved in policy making. MLB declined to comment, and so did the Braves. Reporting at Truist Park, Haley Mason, CBS 46 News.
Time right now is 7:27. Getting your driver's license at 16 isn't nearly as simple as it used to be, but there is a reason behind these tougher requirements. We're looking into them. Plus, we are expecting to hear from the attorney representing Clayton County Sheriff Victor Hill after the governor suspended the sheriff. That attorney planning to hold a news conference this Sunday afternoon. The latest coming up in a live report just ahead. And we are tracking Atlanta's most accurate forecast. Keep that umbrella handy. Clouds and some gray skies in downtown right now. Meteorologist Alexander Steele will join us with the details when we come back.
This is CBS 46 News. Wake up Atlanta.
Good morning, rise and shine, 7:30 on the dot right now. A live look over Midtown Atlanta. I see some sunshine in the background poking through those clouds. Thanks for starting your day with us. Not the prettiest looking day out there. It is Sunday morning, June 6th. I'm Megan Packer. Let's get right over to meteorologist Alexandra Steele tracking a bumpy next couple of days. We have to be ready to dodge showers, it looks like, at any given time.
Oh, that's it, especially today, tomorrow, and then on Tuesday. That's really when the most unsettled weather will be, and especially more Monday and Tuesday, although today, especially tonight, some scattered showers. So unsettled means it's warm, it's humid, and the threat exists for some scattered showers or isolated thunderstorms. And if you see one of those thunderstorms, some brief heavy rain, some gusty winds, and some lightning. So let me show you when we could see that most likely. 73 right now as you step out in Atlanta. We have mostly cloudy skies. It is warm, it is humid. If you're about to take a run, take the water bottle because it's certainly steamy. We do have some scattered rain showers around. They're fairly light in nature, but I think this is a good snapshot of where the heaviest rain and the more frequent rain will be from Atlanta west, really from Carrollton to Floyd, Carroll County, Polk into Floyd County around Rome. We're going to watch the axis of this because take a look at the kind of where it's all centered. It's moving south to north, and east of Atlanta we're seeing a lot less coverage because the axis, or where it is all emanating from, is the Gulf of Mexico, kind of driving through Alabama, but we're on the eastern periphery of that, so our western suburbs will get into a little more frequent rain. So here's the forecast as we head through today. All right, so this is noon, mostly cloudy skies for most of us. Some of us may not even see a drop of rain, but areas to the west here from Carrollton to Rome may see a little more frequent. As we head toward 8 o'clock tonight, that's when we could see more widespread showers or an isolated thunderstorm late today and into tonight. So as we time it out, temperatures today will stay in the low 80s. The average high this time of year is 86. We did get to 87 yesterday, but mostly cloudy skies. Later this afternoon, that's when about a 34% chance of some rain showers are. Farther east you go, a little bit more in the way of sunshine, and thus the temperatures may get a little bit warmer into about 89-degree territory from Atherton to Social Circle and Madison. We'll talk more about the extended forecast and coming up and time out the rain for tomorrow coming up in 10 minutes. Megan.
See you then, Alexandra. Thank you. 7:32 is the time, and happening today, we will hear from the attorney representing Clayton County Sheriff Victor Hill. The governor just suspended the sheriff who was facing a federal indictment. CBS 46's Barmel Lyons is live at the sheriff's office with more. Barmel.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Megan. As you said, Victor Hill's attorney will be holding a news conference this afternoon. This is coming on the heels of a panel appointed by Governor Kemp suspending and choosing and voting to suspend him after everything that sort of went into play. I want to break it down for you, though, at home. FBI agents say the Clayton County Sheriff placed 4 different inmates in restraint chairs as punishment inside the jail, violating their civil rights and use of force policy last year. Hill pleaded not guilty in federal court and was released on a signature bond. But Governor Kemp's review panel concluded that the federal indictment adversely affects his role as sheriff. Victor Hill has received a significant amount of support online and was widely supported and reelected. The New Order National Human Rights Organization, Gerald Rose, says he stands by Victor Hill.
I'm standing here today to continue to support Victor Hill. You might say, why? Why not? Because I feel that since he's been in office as being the first black sheriff in Clayton County, he's been under attack. I know when you put yourself in situations, but I think that is the excuse when something happens, they want to run you out of office.
And as for that suspension, it immediately went into effect after Governor Kemp signed his executive order. Again, that press conference, rather news conference, happening at noon. In Clayton County, I'm Barmel Lyons, CBS 46 News.
We will bring it to you, all the updates tonight on CBS 46. In an effort to keep teenagers safe out on the roads, Georgia will soon make it tougher for them to get a driver's license. On average, 94 people are killed in teen driver-related crashes each year. A third of those happen during the 100 deadliest days of summer. CBS 46's Mary Smith is speaking with parents and driving instructors about the changes.
The owner of Wiser Driver says distracted driving is a huge issue among teenagers. And you guessed it, cell phones are a huge part of that problem. So before you take off, put it on silent and put it somewhere that you don't have access to it, like the back seat. Schools are out and pandemic restrictions lifted, so AAA says more young drivers are on the road. Traffic crashes are the leading cause of death for U.S. teens ages 16 to 19. And Memorial Day to Labor Day is considered the 100 deadliest days for crashes involving teen drivers. But starting July 1st, Joshua's Law expands to 17-year-olds getting their first license. It requires anyone under 18 to take 30 hours of online or classroom training and 40 hours of on-the-road training with a parent or guardian.
I think it's a wonderful idea. I think it's a correction to something that should have been done a long time ago.
Emmett Shedd owns Wiser Driver in Powder Springs. 75% of his students are teenagers.
And anytime you can get some driver's education, reinforcement in the classroom and also hands-on, it's a great thing.
While Shedd says distracted driving is a huge issue for teens he teaches, AAA names a few other risky habits, including driving with passengers, driving at night, not wearing a seatbelt, and speeding. Mother of four, Lorana Turnbow, says she worries like any parent when her kids pull out of the driveway.
I think every mom does, and so with the extra training, I think it adds an extra layer of security.
For Joshua's Law requirements and information, head over to CBS46.com. In Powder Springs, Mary Smith, CBS 46 News.
The parents of 14-year-old Diane Dodds need your help bringing her home. On Tuesday, she left her home in Ackworth for a walk around the neighborhood and never returned. She was wearing a blue and white striped t-shirt with khaki pants. Her parents tell us she may be with two young men she connected with on Snapchat.
I would have never imagined something like this happening. Never, ever imagined something like this happening. So Diane, if you see this, please come home.
If you have any information about where she could be, contact Cobb County Police. Right now, the FBI is looking into the actions of a passenger who forced a Delta flight to make an emergency landing in Albuquerque. Officials say the flight left Los Angeles on its way to Nashville, but was interrupted when the passenger started screaming to stop the plane and made his way up to the cockpit. Flight attendants and passengers managed to tackle the man and tie him up.
They're not clowning around. And I realized they were in a full-on, fight, wrestling.
After making that emergency landing, the unruly passenger was removed by authorities. Delta released a statement saying thanks to the crew and passengers of Delta Flight 386 who assisted in detaining an unruly passenger. A new survey shows Americans are feeling more optimistic about getting their lives back to normal. A new Gallup survey of more than 3,500 Americans shows 84% feel the COVID situation is getting a bit better. 66% say their lives are at least somewhat back to normal. And instead of staying at home, 56% say healthy people should lead their normal lives as much as possible. Gallup says this is the first time a majority of people did not favor staying home since the start of the pandemic. New this morning, Nigeria bans Twitter in the country. The Nigerian Ministry of Information and Culture issued a statement saying it has, quote, indefinitely suspended the company's operations. It also accused Twitter of allowing its platform to be used for activities that can undermine Nigeria's corporate existence. The suspension comes just days after Twitter deleted a controversial tweet by the Nigerian president who threatened to deal with people in southeast Nigeria as he blamed them for recurring attacks on public infrastructure. Time right now is just about 7:39 on our Sunday morning. A dollar can still go a long way. $1 stores are expected to start selling fresh groceries to shoppers. Welcome back at 7:41. We now know when Amazon Prime Day will happen. It's coming up in just a few weeks. The popular deal day returns June 21st and 22nd. The online retailer says it will offer more than 2 million deals worldwide during the sales event. Prime Day started in 2015 and it's usually been held in July. Last year, Amazon delayed the sale until October because of the pandemic. Walmart says it's expanding its hours after reducing them during the pandemic. Most stores are now open from 6 in the morning to 11 at night. Starting July 3rd, most pharmacies and vision centers will return to pre-pandemic hours. The chain says it's following relaxed CDC mask guidance for customers and employees. Dollar store chains will soon start offering fresh groceries at some locations. This follows years of criticism that they don't provide customers with enough healthy food options. Family Dollar started selling fruits and veggies at roughly 100 of its more than 7,000 stores. The company is also selling frozen poultry, pork, and beef. As for Dollar General, they now offer produce at more than 1,300 locations. Last week, the company says it intends to put a produce department in 1,000 additional stores this year. Jeff and Lauren Lowe, the married couple and current owners of the Tiger King Park in Oklahoma, were both arrested for DUI. The couple, made famous by the Netflix series Tiger King, were arrested after Lauren Lowe was driving their Range Rover when it allegedly jumped a curb, leaving a parking lot. When a cruiser followed the vehicle, Jeff took over driving, they say, but according to police, he also appeared to be under the influence. When stopped and given a breathalyzer, Jeff Lowe reportedly had a breath alcohol reading of more than twice the legal limit. Just about 7:43 is the time right now. Let's take a live look over downtown Atlanta, where it is cloudy and we've got rain in the forecast. Meteorologist Alexandra Steele tracking it all for us when we come back. Good morning. It is 7:45 right now. All quiet on the lake. Live look at Lake Lanier right now. Let's get over to Alexandra with our water forecast. Is this the day to take the boat out?
Yeah, but you may have to dodge some showers if you're certainly on the boat. Have our app so you know when the storms are coming, if they are, especially tomorrow afternoon. Good morning, everyone, as you head out on this Sunday morning. Thanks for joining us. Mostly cloudy, warm and humid. That is the tenor of the day. 73 degrees this morning. Dew point at 68, so it is certainly very sticky. Also some light showers. I think it looks worse than it is. They're pretty light in nature, but you're certainly seeing some. Rome to Carrollton, really from Carroll County up through Polk and Floyd County. Some light showers around this morning, and you can see the tendency. They're driving more or less kind of from the southwest, more northeasterly, but airing a little bit to the west. Why is because the axis and where all this is emanating from is really coming from the Gulf of Mexico, and the balance of all the moisture is here in Alabama, but just kind of the northeast periphery is invading our area. The tropical moisture is certainly present there, but we're also seeing a little bit of rain as well. So here's what will happen throughout the day. For most of us, you're going to have a cloudy, warm, humid, dry day. But some of you will get into some showers, especially if you're west of Atlanta. So at 3 o'clock, mostly cloudy, temperatures holding in the low 80s in Atlanta. I think out east, we could see some breaks in those clouds, may allow the temperature to get a little bit warmer. But then as we head toward tonight, maybe around 8 o'clock or so, we're going to watch a bigger batch of showers and storms move through. Overnight, again, into the early morning hours, some storms. And then this is tomorrow. Look at northwest from Dalton to Rome tomorrow. Any one of these individual cells, these strong isolated thunderstorms, are certainly possible with lightning, heavy rain, and some gusty winds. Now, this is tomorrow evening. That looks like a more robust, potent line. That will cross and certainly be a little more widespread. So tomorrow night, certainly have your guard up. In terms of how much rain through Thursday, really today, tomorrow, and Tuesday, the wettest days, and then just a lesser of a chance of rain Wednesday, Thursday, into Friday. Here's through Thursday. The yellow denoting where about an inch of rain is, the darker more than that, and just kind of some pockets of half an inch. So on the whole, if you get into one of those thunderstorms, you'll get a lot of rain. Yesterday at the airport officially, first measurable rain of the month, picked up just 0.8 of an inch of rain. Here's the muggy meter. So dew points are rising and will stay really muggy all week long. We've been in the comfortable 50s for so long. This is really the first summer kind of steamy setup. Look at, we're between 65 and 75 in terms of dew points, so really humid straight through the weekend. So for today, mostly cloudy, warm, humid, low 80s for most of us. Again, a little bit more rain here, I think, from Carrollton and Carroll County, from Rome north and east through the mountains in northwest Georgia. As we head toward tomorrow, temperatures are going to be held down even further still because we'll have more widespread showers and storms tomorrow. You can see Ellijay at 77, Carrollton only 76. So here's Atlanta's most accurate forecast. Today, cloudy skies, a 30% chance. Tomorrow and Tuesday, more widespread rain chances, meaning more of us will see some, especially in the nighttime hours. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, the chances go down, thus the temperatures go up. We'll have more in the way of sunshine, so it'll get even steamier, but without the rain, as much cloud cover as well.
Really something to just keep an eye on every day. Keep our app nearby.
Yes.
And plan accordingly for those outdoor plans.
Yeah, because it's so warm and humid. That's kind of the catalyst for these storms to spark. So that's what we're going to see.
And we know they can pop